Hello and welcome to another session of Fallout Blood and Sand, New Vegas. Been a little while, but why don't we start with the doctor today? Last we saw, he was heading into the tourist vault on the New Vegas Strip to do something, although what we do not know. Doctor, as you proceed down into the lower vault area, you go past the first elevator stop that most vault entrances had, and you are not even asked to scan in since it is a tourist attraction at this point. You walk on past and you see a fairly empty vault, not too many people walking around here or there. But this is indeed one of the Vault-Tec vaults. This one appears to be one of the standard models. In particular, you don't really know what this one in particular was used for off the top of your head, but mostly, you just see kind of empty vault, empty hallways, kind of an odd static go on through a lot of the sound because you can still hear the lights running and you can hear the generator in the far off distance, but that's about it.
All right. I'm heading down towards the lower levels. Um, I'm going to be looking slowly around as I heard mention that this vault may still have leftover error technology. And while many may have missed the technology, given my particular familiarity with the vaults themselves, I may know where to look that do not.
All right, roll me a perception.
All
In
right.
other words, just searching around, basically your investigation, so to speak.
Yeah. Should I roll investigation instead?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot Mutants and Masterminds had that.
All right. Roll that.
Mm.
Not my best, but still a 23.
Yeah, you look around and it takes you a little while, but eventually you do manage to find that there is a little area behind the Overseer's office. It takes a little bit of doing to get into, but you eventually manage to get behind the door and get it open, and you do find an area that has it's basically more or less a storage room. And you manage to find some interesting tools or items in there. What particularly are you looking for?
Well, I did mention to Benji about potential upgrades for him. So I'm trying to find potential cybernetics to fix my current problem I'm having with him.
Okay, roll me a D100.
All right. Womp womp.
It's difficult when you look around. Most of the era technology in here is some weapons, some armor, some previous computer and electronics technology. There doesn't appear to be much on neuroscience in here.
All right. Well, I will stock up on at least the armor and weaponry.
Most of the armor you realize is, fairly subpar, but
Uh,
but it is armor and weapons nonetheless.
all right. Nothing of interest. Any looking around, do I find anything holodecks, anything that can lead me on a further clue?
Um, let me look at what I got here. Yeah, you do actually find, there is something actually. So you don't find any cyber tech or anything like that. However, you do find some schematics. This particular neural implant was designed to heighten quick thinking and um, auditory, visual, kinesthetic memory, and recall, and what people call recall and recognition memory. Basically, just making you better, quicker overall thinker. It's a very basic
Ah,
neural implant, and it was in its testing phase. So there may be some bugs or mishaps, but you feel that if you had time, you could use these schematics to maybe make one.
perfect. Well, Benji, we may have not have found exactly what I was looking for, but seems that we are on the right path at the very least.
He just kind of shrugs and says, "Whatever, baby."
Turns this. Otherwise, I'm afraid this particular area is a waste of time.
Well, I mean, it kind of was stripped clean when they first opened it, so you know.
A shame. Well, I guess we'll head back topside. Quite literally, actually, now that I think about it. Believe you had told me you could set me up in the top.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Getting you a room, that's pretty easy.
Good. I'll take a room up there, and then we shall see about my next steps.
All right, lead the way, boss.
I'm going to start heading back up, given the fact that particular area was a kind of a bust. I will take the current armor and weaponry I found, hoping to
Hmm. Yeah,
sell it somewhere.
you could definitely sell it somewhere. I mean, a lot of it is old pre-war stuff. No power armor or anything, but there are some nice assault rifles and
Yeah.
standard whatnot. So it'll sell you a pretty penny, especially with the runners. Um,
Alright.
you proceed on back out to the Vegas Strip and get out of the overall um,
Yeah.
dampness and whatnot of the vault.
All right.
And, and you get back out onto the strip, and overall the activity today is fairly calmer than it was the past few days. Um, less Robco, Securitrons running around, less people out in the streets. Still the standard strip vibe, but nothing really, chaotic at this point.
All right. I'm going to have Benny lead me back towards the tops.
You lead back towards the tops, and it is an impressive sight in the New Vegas Strip. One of the better places to stay. Only the highest of class for Benny, I suppose.
All
Would
right.
you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure thing. You got it, baby. Check what my score is. Oops. 22.
Check here. He had to use 2 luck points, but you got a 22, you said?
Yeah.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see something. As you're walking into the tops, the sunlight is starting to kind of drop low, and you can see that the pillars of the archway entering the hotel are kind of casting these long shadows. Like out in the desert when there's no mountain to block the sun, the shadow has become long cast. And you see something move out of the corner of your eye. You see one of the shadows move, and there's nothing there.
I'm going to blink. Reminded of my encounter early on. As I stop, pause, and start strolling over that way.
You stroll on over to the long striated shadows
Yeah.
cast by the sunlight and the archway of the Tops Motel. There doesn't appear to be much here. It's kind of an odd striation casting of the shadows. Very long, stretched, almost stretching all the way to the walls of the Vegas Strip.
Going to check around here, looking around, seeing if I can spot anything unusual in the ground, up behind the pillars, on the pillars themselves.
Start to take a
Making an
look.
investigation check.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
16.
You look around very, very methodically and carefully. You start to search the shadows and the pillars and start to listen to see if you can even hear anything. There doesn't appear to be anything, but you hear the very faintest scratching, almost like a little tick 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 tick. Don't see anything, and after a while, the tick 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 kind of stops.
I'm going to frown at that and slowly shake my head as I say, if you're watching me, you might as well come out and so we can chat. I mean you no harm.
There was no response.
Takes a breath, shakes his head, starts to turn to leave.
You leave. You almost stumble into a drunken NCR soldier walking out of the Tops. He says, "Hey, watch where you're fucking going."
Excuse me?
He keeps on walking.
I'll pause, watch him leave, and then turn to go back inside unless there's anything noticeable about this guy that catches my attention.
Nah, just another NCR soldier.
Just another NCR soldier.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll head into the Tops.
You head into the Tops, and the bustling inside of the casino automatically, catches your attention. People playing blackjack, poker, doing slots, doing reels, you name it. Although it is fairly quiet in the Tops tonight. The man at the front desk kind of looks at you and then looks at Benny and seems to address Benny first. And Benny goes through the process of getting you a room set up.
All right. As he does, I am going to psychically, so not, or telepathically tell him, meet me upstairs once you've settled in.
He gives you a
We,
little. He gives you a little. Yeah, okay.
right? And I will head up towards this room.
You head on up towards the room and you take the elevator or the stairs.
I'll take the steps.
It's a long way up, but nonetheless, you take the stairs up to the primary suite.
All right.
And after a while, you encounter when you get up to the suite, you encounter a man dressed in a Tops uniform, a very, fancy suit, gray suit, black tie, black cap. And he says, "Huh? Who the hell are you?"
I am.
Takes a drag off of his cigarette.
My name is Isaac, and you are?
Name's Tim. They call me the Tool Man.
Tool Man.
Yes,
Why do they call you that?
because I got a tool for every situation, and I get things done. Why in the hell are you up here? This is Benny's floor. What are you doing up here?
Benny sent me up here.
Well, alright then. None of my business, I suppose. Takes another drag of his cigarette, puts it in one of the cigarette kind of bowls, if you will, over on the side. And he goes back to looking at his watch, and then he says, well, I got a business appointment. You have a good day, Mr. Isaac.
I'll nod as I start walking in.
You walk into the suite. It's
Yeah.
pretty much everything you'd expect. You've played the game, you know what they look like.
Yeah.
It has pretty much most accommodations that you would need.
All right. I'll sit down and start laying out my stuff.
You
The
start to
day.
you start to line out your things. And you have another little small flash that you tend to have. You start to remember a phrase that was told to you. Indeed, Doctor. These new implants and these tests with the FEV will definitely prove to be a very effective a weapon to make the next generation of soldier and scientist. However, Isaac, there may be some downsides. There may be some unforeseen consequences. After all, dealing with the human mind is a very complex thing. Trying to copy the mind onto a digital design, so to speak, is very, very difficult. It's not like building a brain from the ground up. You can't just take an organic and convert it to machine. It's a difficult process. But the side effects should be minimal. The flashback ends. But your sinus pains increase. It becomes almost unbearable. You rest your hands on the table to even keep yourself upright. You start to hear a ringing in your ears. And you see mole rats, underground tunnels, flashes, images that are very difficult to discern. A very large death claw licking your face? Question mark. You see other images that just don't seem to make any sense. Everything is jumbled and scrambled. You see what look to be a bunch of old women in pink dress cooking outfits beating you to death with rolling pins. It doesn't make any sense. Eventually, the visions end and you manage to regain your footing. You are in a cold sweat.
What was that? Rubbing the sides of my head, I'm going to slowly stand up as I look myself into the mirror.
You look into the mirror, you're not pale per se, but you are indeed sweating and your eyes appear slightly sunken.
Shakes his head slowly as he slowly pulls himself to his feet. Goes, that was... I don't know what the hell that was. Right. Mine can't be digitized.
Dr. Isaac,
Turns.
you see a man what at first you see confuses you because the man standing before you is someone you know. He was Vault-Tec. He was actually one of the scientists who works with you on some of the projects that you worked on. He is wearing his standard Vault-Tec lab coat. But this man you know is long dead. Has to be.
What's the name I know?
Dr. Henry Corvell. Not sorry, got Witcher on the mind. Dr. Henry Stanton.
Stanton
Yeah, Dr. Stanton.
steps back and goes, Dr. Stanton?
Ah, Dr. Isaac.
Impossible.
Glad to see you recognize me. Are you ready for the operation?
Impossible. You're supposed to be dead.
Look, Dr. Isaac, I am clearly here and standing before you. Are you ready for the operation or not? We can hold back if you do not wish to proceed.
Which operation?
Well, you wanted to test the neurological physics of connecting the human neurodes to a electromagnetic device.
Proceed.
Ah, well, yes. And you see him walk through the wall.
I'm going to walk towards the wall and touch it.
The solid wall.
I'm going to turn towards the exit and see if I can see what's on the other side.
Go to the other side. It's just
Yeah.
another room. No one in here.
Look around and go, I must be going insane.
You start to hear radio chatter, as if you were listening to a radio back in the day before the bombs fell. Good morning, Las Vegas. Welcome to the next day of our finding. How are you all people doing there? And you can see it kind of stutter a bit. You hear a little bit of static go. This just in New Vegas news today. Don't you all worry about all that conflict up over there in Oceania, Canada, and Alaska. Everything is A-OK up there. Our boys in blue are doing the best job they can up there. You bet you darn it. Now, what shall we talk about today? Shall we talk about the fact that aliens, people think there's actually extraterrestrial life out there? How silly. Or shall we talk about those damn commie bastards and how they're getting their asses kicked, boys? Well, I think you all know the answer to that one. This just in,
I'm
you hear it scramble again. Dr. Isaac is one of the best doctors in the world, and then it scrambles again. And now it's just static. And eventually the ringing in your ears comes back and then stops. Everything is quiet. You are no longer in a cold sweat, but you're very tired.
What'd you say?
But you're very tired.
Very tired. All right. I am going to be going to go sit down on a couch, breathing heavily as I look over my stuff and go, what the hell is happening to me? I need. I don't know what I need. Need to figure out what's happening to me. I need time to examine myself. I need a fellow scientist, but at the same time, I need protection. Protection first. That shadow, now this. Must have been out of it for a bit. Those were hallucinations. Where the hell is that boy Benjamin?
As if on cue, the door opens up and Benny walks on in. Hey, boss.
Benny, perfect. We need to get to work. I found a potential solution to your current problem.
Well, that's always
It'll take.
good. What do we need to get started?
I'm going to give him a list of supplies.
Okay.
Also, I'm in belief I'm in need of potential a bodyguard of sorts.
Ah, I
Tell
see.
me.
Yeah, I can get you some of those. That's easy enough.
No. I'll secure my own.
All right.
What I need from you is a list of individuals, named individuals of extraordinary talent.
Okay. I think I know a few individuals around. Actually, I think there's a few of them up over there in Good Springs.
I'd rather keep it to the locals.
All right, you got it. You got it. Anything else?
No. For now, get me the supplies and get me a list of names.
Okay. He goes to get you the supplies and list of names. This takes about most of the day.
All right.
Um, as you come back, if you wanted to start working on your project, roll
Yeah.
me 3 technology rolls, please. All of them will have DC 15.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Um. Oh. No. 31, 20, and 22.
Excellent. You get to work and bury your mind inside your work.
All right.
And you manage to make the device that you were thinking about, Creed, as I described.
Yep.
Basically, this will allow, basically, for mechanical purposes, this will give like a bonus on will saves, and it will help out with thinking and technology and like all intelligence kind of based checks. Um, and
Ah.
yeah, you pretty much get to you manage to make it pretty well. If anything, you actually managed to complete some of the specs that you found, and you managed to signify it. Now, the only difficult process is the medical procedure of actually getting them implanted.
Yep. Which is why I'm testing it on Benji first.
hmm Do you have medicine or treatment?
I have I have treat injuries, of course,
Okay, would you roll me that, please?
or treatment. All right. It's not as good, but doing 25.
Wow, you beat the DC. Despite being a man of science and not a man of medical procedure, um, doing this whole procedure is difficult, but nonetheless, you managed to pull it off quite well. Um, it even surprises yourself a little bit. Maybe those little flashbacks about you performing those procedures were slightly helpful. Nonetheless, you do manage to perform. You actually have a little bit of aid from some of the machines and mechanics here, but it's you managed to implant the implants into Benny.
All right. Of course, as I'm implanting, before I implant them, I'm going to do a little security programming to them.
hmm
Ways of ensuring Benny's loyalty should my own
Okay.
or strengthening the effects my own reprogramming happens to have on him.
Okay. You successfully do that. I'll count that as your
Yep.
check. You do manage to do that, and as you're operating on him and finishing up the last touches, another memory hits you. You're standing in a hallway in a white lab coat, looking at your watch. You hear a man's come up next to you. Dr. Isaac, would you come and like to watch the procedure? I know that you wanted to be in on this one.
Yes, very much so.
You both proceed on down through a very familiar yet unfamiliar looking vault. Um, you both stand at an operation window, a window that allows you to look down in on an operating table.
All right.
You look down and you see a man, very, uh, just nothing noticeable about him. Black hair, brown eyes, white male, Caucasian, maybe mid 30s, fair build, a very standard looking man.
Okay.
Henry kind of looks on over to you and he says, "You know, some of these tests are getting pretty easy. I mean, we're getting volunteers every day. Any excuse not to go fight the war, a lot of them say."
People will do anything to escape violence
Of
for
course.
a small measure of security. We
True
can.
that, Doc.
What test is this one going to be?
He brings out a little clipboard and he starts flipping through papers and he says, yes, this one was the test on testing the results of our new experimental, what did the boys call it? Uh, FEV, Forced Evolutionary Virus that we worked on. Unfortunately, it's still in the protocol stages, and we haven't quite gotten everything ready yet. But apparently, they wanted to test the effects of certain mixtures on a human being with this. In particular, well, I mean, I don't understand some of the eggheads at the top, but they wanted to test amphibious results. So they took some of our DNA and ribonucleic acid strands and combined it with some of the FEV, and now they're going to inject it directly in to subject 0.
I see.
We will see what happens.
Proceed then.
Indeed, he pushes a little intercom and he's like, all right, boys, all of the observations here. Let's go ahead and start with the procedure. Subject 0, how are you feeling? The man on the table just nods and gives a thumbs up. And as they put him under and start doing the procedure, at first everything seems to be going well. And then the man's skin starts to turn pitch. You see his pale skin go from a pale white to a almost soot night black. It starts at the arm where they inject the chemical, and it goes all the way up from his arm to his shoulder to his chest, and the man becomes almost pitch black, almost like looking into a void. His fingers start to elongate. His arms start to stretch. His legs start to stretch. His neck stretches. His hair disappears and starts to fall off in clumps. He starts to turn into something not human. And the vision ends.
What?
You're back in the hotel room.
Several times. Looks down at his bloody hands. Shakes his head slowly. Before heading to the bathroom to wash off. He'll
Say again.
back out to the living room.
Go back out to the living room. There's no one else there.
Wake Benjamin up.
Yep. You wake him up with all the band-aids kind of covering his head, and he says, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, what, huh? Ugh."
Should take a moment for the neural interface to make full adjustments.
Take it easy. I had to go rooting around in
Reprogramming.
your head.
What'd you say?
Well, I said, take it easy. I had to go rooting around in your head. Let's make sure all your neural functions are still going. um, it actually is very reminiscent to how you first woke up when you looked at Doc Mitchell.
Yeah. All right. Yep. He'll say, once the neurosynapses have fully realigned, it should heighten your awareness while ensuring your loyalty.
Yeah, my hearing's already increased by a little bit. Oh, damn.
Good. Once you will rest here while you heal up. I am sure I'll have work for you soon. Now, that list you were going to present to me.
He hands you the list.
All right. I'll tell him to rest up. I'll tell him I'm sure you can make up some lie on why you chose to have this procedure to your minions, colleagues, wherever they are.
Oh yeah, yeah. If anything, I can just yeah. I'll just tell him I took a blow to the head. That's that'll be easy enough.
Very well. Now, looking at this list, you'll say, tell me about these individuals.
Well, I mean, they got skills like, technology, science. Some of the guys are just real good at shooting people. Other guys are some of the roughest, toughest people. And then some of the guys I picked are just real good with their tongues. Not in that way. Well, I don't know, probably. I don't know what they do in their spare time, but they got the silver tongue, if you know what I mean.
Tilts his head and goes, well, I appreciate the need for social maneuverings. Benji, my dear, that's why you are here.
Well, hey, man, I just grabbed everyone I knew.
This is
I
true.
just covered all the bases, baby.
Any of these people really stand out?
Well, yeah, we got this one guy. Uh, he's kind of a lover of theatrics. He's real good with that pistol he's got, but he's a little bit showboaty.
No,
Yeah, he calls himself the Arizona Ranger. Like the song.
I see. Interesting. What is he capable of?
I mean, I've never seen a man draw faster than him. Not to mention, he's dang good with that pistol he's got. I mean, he went out and
Before any of them even got to blink.
Alright then, bring him in. Can you guys hear me? Can
Yep.
you guys? Alright, there we go.
testing, testing. Uh, oh shoot. Hello. Yeah, you can hear me. Sorry, my microphone went a little weird there. I apologize. Okay. So Benny goes to bring him in, and you going to go back to the bathroom and wash up a little more. Sure, you got it. Mm. Oh, hold on a sec. Audio's kind of going creepy. Talking to the mic.
1, 2, 3, one,
Okay,
two,
okay.
three.
Sorry. The audio's been going crazy. My apologies.
Alright,
Apologies to everyone watching. Okay, it
alright.
seems to be fixed. All right. You walk back into the bathroom, and you're looking at the um your reflection in the mirror. And it's getting dark outside. The sun is starting to go down, and there's a lot of shadow in your room. And everything starts to go a little bit dark as the sun finally crests over the mountainside.
Hello, Doctor.
Subject 0, I presume.
There doesn't appear to be anything actually in the darkness, although it's hard to see. You definitely feel like there's something behind you.
Alright. My response is still the same. Subject 0, I presume.
Nice to see you remember me, Dr. Isaac.
Bits and pieces. My memories are still fragmented.
Yes, medical implants will do that to you.
I assume you've been the one watching me from the shadows.
One of the ones watching you from the shadows anyway. There were a lot of mistakes that Vault-Tec made that they've left unpunished, shall we say.
Gives a small shrug and goes, "The price of scientific advancement."
The price of human ignorance.
I suppose you can say that. After all, I'm going to turn to look at the shadows. You aren't exactly human
You
anymore.
turn to look, and there's something standing there, and yeah, you're right. It's definitely not human. You've seen super mutants, you've seen ghouls, you've seen rad scorpions, mole rats, you've seen all manners of abominational creatures. This, it stands like a humanoid, but it's not. It's pitch like the night, almost blending in. It has long feet that at the bottom have sharp claws, silver, that rake into the ground. Legs like that of maybe a death claw or a some sort of bipedal animal. Long, very long, kind of gangly legs. But you can still see skin as if though it was a human. It goes up into a torso that is very broad. Long, gangly arms dangle down into long fingered claws. And up at the top, there is a long and stretched neck that's twice as thick as a normal human neck, almost like that of a frog or a snake, kind of coiling out. And in the front, you see a just this kind of rounded off area, like normally a face would be there. It almost looks like that of like a worm, but instead of like just this weird kind of distorted thing, and there's no face there. It's just this black void. But then you see something move across the void, and it kind of almost looks like a smile. And it shows its teeth. Long rows of extremely sharp and long, almost shark-like teeth.
Fascinating.
But there's no eyes.
Fascinating. Do you don't seem to have any visual organs.
Oh, I see you very well.
Echolocation?
No, sensory malfactors, much like a snake.
Olfactory. Fascinating. Interesting. I don't believe any aquatic species had that process previously.
Indeed, rather than describing myself like a snake, it would be better to more describe myself like a shark, and how they sense things.
Ah, blood in the water. I see.
There was indeed a lot of blood when you just performed that operation just
Yes. Well, science advancement. Oh, don't worry. Benji will be fine.
now. Oh, I'm not worried about Benjamin. primary focus, Doctor. You are performing far more adamantly than I would expect.
Me? Performing adamantly? Why, dear sir, I get A's on all, or how should I put this? Me performing adamantly? Why, dear sir, have you read my records?
Oh, I'm sure you will continue to perform to much expectation. Don't disappoint me.
And
And who am I
he
if he doesn't go? Before
Okay.
he goes, I'm going to say, and who am I performing for?
he literally just fades into the shadows. And you notice the room
Great.
gets a you notice the room gets a little bit brighter.
Rolls his eyes as he'll just shake his head and go, great. One of those types. How am I supposed to perform appropriately if I do not know the parameters of the application process?
There is no response.
Shakes his head.
After about an hour, you see Benny walk into the room with a very well dressed man in leathers, kind of road warrior kind of status,
Right.
with a very massive pistol at his hip. And he says, "Boss, Arizona Ranger, boss." And as he slowly starts to introduce you, we will go ahead and fade that scene to black.
All right.
So,
Wow, he picked right now.
well, are you guys ready?
I mean,
I am.
he just literally said BRB,
Oh, who?
Ranger Knight.
Oh, god damn it.
5:44.
God damn it.
If you could shoot me a link to my sheet, I'm
Yeah,
ready. Otherwise,
That's
I'll-
on bio.
I know, I'll need to get
bio.
I said he's just on bio break.
Ah, fair enough.
Let me get you your sheet here, Jason. Hold on a sec.
By the way, is the Arizona Ranger who I think it is?
Maybe. Mr. Wolverine.
Because I remember you talking about him.
What? No, I didn't talk about him at all.
I don't know why I spelled second like that.
Just a
This
moment.
text conversation confuses me.
It confuses me too. I'm not sure what the fuck is happening, and I don't particularly care.
What?
You left like the second after. It's like, all right, are you guys ready?
Oh. Well, when I left, they were still role playing. So.
The second after.
It's like he walks away. It's like, all right, scene. It's like,
Yeah, I'm good at that.
You absolute cunderthun. Are you ready, Ranger Knight?
Are any of us ever ready?
Are you as ready as you can physically be?
Yes.
all right.
Yeah,
So, You go on back. Our camera and scene takes us back to the surprisingly foggy day in the town of Good Springs. The Crimson Caravan Company is getting ready for heading for their trip to Jacobstown. And they need security. Anyone who's in the area is welcome to offer themselves up. They're willing to pay quite handsomely.
Where is this? Like, how are they organizing this? Is there like just a stand where you come up with a piece of paper from the flyer?
Yeah,
there a guy?
they've got some people asking around, and they've posted like a thing on the job board, like, you know, hey, looking for people looking for hired guns.
Are they new to this area?
The Crimson Caravan Company in particular, yes.
Okay. Imagine also specifically this poor bastard who is asking people.
I'm gonna say Ranger Knight is already helping them load shit.
Yeah, you're picking stuff up and kind of helping them load onto the Brahmins, and they're gonna kind of start heading up towards Jacobstown. And yeah, anyone who wants to make themselves known can, while I get some stuff set up here.
After you, Spotter.
I'm just thinking, would it be viable to say that Spotter was hired on by them while they were on their way here and
Yes.
is nearby watching,
Yes.
keeping watch for them?
Mhm.
So yeah, Spotter will be somewhere nearby in the fog in a good sniping position, keeping watch over the group while they're in town. Ready to move out with them when they move out. Or to intervene if something interesting happens.
Speaking of, the man feels a tug on his coat.
Mr. Knight.
Oh, yeah, I feel the tug. Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, Ratter's Ranger or the guy asking around? Sorry.
The guy asking around since
Oh.
he's a new face.
That's what I assumed.
Okay. He turns and says, "Oh, hello, ma'am.
What you doing?
We're looking for a little bit of extra security for when we head on up to Jacobstown. You interested?"
Oh yeah, I love stabbing people.
Kind of blinks for a moment. He's like, "Well, that's good. We'll hire you on 500 caps."
Now, do pets also count? Do they get paid?
He pauses and then he squints at you and he's like, "Wait a minute. Oh no, you're." And he starts to back away from you.
Where are we going?
He starts
forward.
He starts looking around as if looking for you know who. And he's like,
At this point, Spotter is taking aim at Ratters
Come on.
What is it called? Using the assessment advantage to learn an opponent's combat capabilities.
Well, I mean, Ratters can tell you their defenses, but
Well, basically it's a check versus my insight versus Ratters' deception. So we both need to roll.
Okay.
Okay, roll insight versus deception. I guarantee you'll
realized
win,
I-
Melty.
Oh yeah, Ratters wears her existence on her sleeve. And also all over the ground, and also there's not a lot of subtlety with this person. Abilities. Skills. Oh, oddly enough. Huh.
You have some deception. Also, I rolled a 1, so
Oh wow.
first roll of the game, off to a great start.
So what'd you roll? What'd you roll?
A 2! Same modifier! I rolled a 2! I got a 12!
So,
11.
I lost by 1, which means I did not lose by enough to get false information, but I did lose by enough to not get information.
Yeah.
You
so,
have no idea what this
so,
girl's about.
so Spotter, you just see this woman and you're just like, duh. You're
So I
like,
don't know I can't tell your combat capabilities at all.
No,
But I would also like to see if you seem dangerous, which I think is just a normal insight check, probably. Or
go ahead and roll me a normal insight check.
all right,
yeah, so
17.
this petite and
Basically, like you're smart enough, Spotter. You know appearances can be deceiving, but she doesn't really look like she's actively really trying to mess this guy up. Like, she's just like, she does appear to be genuine in just walking up to him, but the guy's clearly scared of her. So it's a weird looking situation. Not that he's looking around for something else. Like, she's fairly close to him. He doesn't appear to be really like scared of her. There's something else he appears to be scared of. And what's funny is that there's literally a super mutant helping the caravan out, and they're not scared of him. So this guy's definitely scared of something.
Do I sense anything else in the vicinity? Since
how far can you sense?
in a huge radius, 100 times basically I have 100 times the normal range of hearing and sight, and my hearing ignores any kind of barriers. So
You sense something somewhere around there. There's something with kind of a bassy kind of hum. It's something definitely the breathing of something large.
with analytical, I get quite a bit of good information from. I have analytical on all of my senses, so I would know exactly its shape and size. And
Henry is just walking up, just so that it was said. Continue.
Yeah, Spotter, you now see another man walk up, and he appears to be chatting with the man. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and take over Mr. Roosevelt here for just a sec, Ratters.
Okay.
Spotter, you're looking through your scope, and you feel like a little bit of hot air kind of breathe against your side of your skin.
Whoa. Oh.
So, how exactly did you get that close without being noticed?
You're not entirely sure. But there is this, you turn and look, Spotter, and you see a massive death claw right in your face, not ripping you to shreds.
How absurdly stealthy is this thing?
I rolled a 20. I rolled a crit.
Only when I'm involved.
Well, upon seeing it, Spotter would immediately start running to another spot.
The death claw, the death claw's kind of very. The death claw's just very lazily just following you, not doing anything to you.
Panic.
As for following, Spotter is running to another spot and then is going to hide in that spot. I do have hide in plain sight, and also my speed is 4, so I move at 500 feet per turn.
Its speed is, and let's see, speed is 4.
So yeah, he just keeps up with you.
But I do have hide in plain sight, so I don't need a distraction to hide.
Roll me your stealth check.
Alright.
Not so. What is Roosevelt's perception?
His perception.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll his perception.
7.
So what did Spotter get versus what he got?
Yeah, she hid.
Yep.
Okay.
Spotter has 23, he has 16.
He does that thing that the Death Claws in Fallout 4 do, where they stand up and it like tilts its head, looking where you were, Spotter, and just kind of goes, and then just goes off and minds its own business.
Riders will And at this point, probably you hear a distant like trumpet, dun, 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 and probably Roosevelt will run up.
So, Jason, by the way,
Yes.
Henry and Ratters, you go up to the guy, and the guy looks very scared of Ratters. And then all of a sudden, you see Ratters pull out this horn and just give a toot 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 on it, and you see a massive Deathclaw just come running down.
Would the caravan have had a radio that they would let Spotter be using?
Yep.
Then Spotter would contact them and say that there's a Deathclaw incoming.
There's a little bit of a pause on the radio, and then you hear the voice of Grandma Maybe, who's one of the leaders of the caravan, and she says, "We know, dear."
Welcome to Good Springs.
The Deathclaw just kind of stops in front of all you.
Hey,
He
Mr.
deserves
Roosevelt.
compensation.
Roosevelt.
He waves slow and tries to smile,
Roosevelt
even though
just-
this is a hulking lizard.
Yeah, Roosevelt looks at Henry and just kind of gives a little like.
Chuff. But
Did they
Beastie-
give him mesothelioma? He deserves compensation.
Yes, he does.
He's
Oh, God.
no, I got it. He's just a stick of mahogany.
God damn it.
Let's not go there.
So yeah, the man is now terrified, and he's like, "Don't kill me."
Why? Who's paying us?
He goes crawling back to the caravan group. The old woman stands up and kind of comes up to both of you, and she says, "Oh, dearies, so sorry. Would either of you like to help escort us up to Jacobstown? 500 caps if we make it there alive."
Okay.
500 caps for the whole group or single?
For
Pardon
every
me, I'm a
person-
little
for-
new to
for-
this.
For each person who helps.
Well, in that case, he produces a sawn-off shotgun, starts loading it, puts it back in the holster. I'd like to come.
They nod. By the way, I forgot to add the guns on your sheet, even though it doesn't say anything. So just always assume you've got a +5 to your firearms, Jason.
Oh shoot, I'll go note that down right now.
Just because for whatever reason I forgot to I forgot to update your sheet the last time, so that's the old version. But you've got a +5. +5 to hit, 7 to damage, or damage 7. Because it's a unique shotgun. So, yeah, the guy goes crawling back, the grandma comes out, you guys say yes. Anyone else want to add anything to this before we head out?
Does Ranger Knight see all of this going
Yes,
on?
yes, you're right there. You're not that far. You're literally just right over there.
Just kind of rubs his head and like pinches his nose with his forefinger and thumb. Ratters.
Hey,
I
Knight.
assume you're coming along.
Yeah, he's giving me the shiny things. What are they? The lids? He's giving me lids for it.
Caps, Ratters, caps. You need them for food. Remember?
Why would I eat cats?
No. Caps. As in bottle caps. You need them to buy food.
So I don't have to stab geckos?
I mean, stab as many geckos as you'd like.
I'm gonna stab all the geckos on the way there. Are they giving you the? Are they paying you in cats?
Yes.
We're like co-workers in an office.
Just make sure to keep the president out front.
He can be our receptionist.
Yes, like a receptionist.
Just blinks at Ratters and shakes his head silently.
He just looks at him and just shakes his head slowly.
And somewhere off in the distance, Spotter is also face palming.
Yes, I've single-handedly killed all the brain cells within a 5-mile radius.
Ugh, it's talent.
You all get
Uh.
ready as the caravan company starts to gather up and head out towards the road. You start to travel along the road up towards the town of Jacobstown. And would everyone roll me a perception, please?
Just a d20 plus my perception.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I rolling at?
Roll 20 or Discord, just anywhere. Or you could just roll dice you got at home. I really don't care.
Oh yeah, there's a fucking. I forgot there was a roll 20 thing for this. Should probably sign into that.
It's a lot of 9s.
So what's the highest score we have so far?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna.
3 9s and 2 9s. The highest one was Jason's 31.
Oh, geez.
Mine, Riders was a 29, and President was a 16. And I think Safety was a 21.
Yep, 21. But I do have all the ridiculous
Yeah.
other effects to my senses, so even with the 21, I probably see it earlier than most.
What the living hell?
So how many 9s? What is this math? The math.
This is
Only
clearly
on a-
meth.
Only on a mediocre number like 9. 9 and 19, I swear.
Well, if it involves dark vision, infravision, or low light vision, I gotcha.
It involves the future.
Well, shit.
Wait, dark vision and low light vision?
Yes. I got
Isn't that
ranger
redundant?
goggles. I don't know. I didn't build this character.
Hmm.
Sorry, I had to mute myself there because I was laughing so damn hard. A moment.
What, at my shitty rolls?
No, just like at the absurdity of it all. Okay.
The doctor's thing. Grim, dark, and serious. Anything that involves Rider. I don't fucking know. There was a nat 20 on a Deathclaw sneaking up on you, so.
Spotter. As you're following along from a safe distance, you notice something off to your left. There is what appears to be cowboy or kind of outlaw hat, if you will, just on the ground.
Anything near it?
No, not really. A little bit of upturned earth here or there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
How far away from me is it?
About 10 yards.
I'd go up close and see if there's any, if there's a scent of anyone near.
There is a scent of someone near.
I have scent tracking too, so I can track at full speed by scent. So which way did they go?
It's right in front of you.
Ah. So are they? What am I not? Like, are they invisible? Because
Well,
I
no, you're
have-
you're looking at the hat, and there's clearly someone right there.
I can see this person.
Nope.
So I have counters concealment on my vision for all types of concealment. So that means if they're invisible, I should be able to see them.
Well, can you see through like an object?
No. I have penetrates concealment on my hearing, but not my vision.
Right. Yeah. So there's no breathing. There's no one breathing. There's nothing around you but wind and maybe
Oh.
a rad scorpion
Wait,
about a mile off.
Am I smelling them from underground? Because my smelling has accurate, acute, and analytical as well, so I can tell where exactly I'm smelling them.
Like I said, they're right in front of you.
So there's a physical object blocking my vision of them that I can't see?
You can see the objects. It's right in front of you.
What is blocking my vision of them? I'm not sure I'm getting the picture.
Oh my god.
Is it
Okay.
the hat?
Yes, it's the hats.
How big's this hat? Oh, they're under the hat. Well, you could have just, said something sensical, like it's
Well,
under the
you
hat.
know, I figure someone
Yeah.
would look. Alright, so yeah, you pick up the hat, and yeah, there is literally a head just staring up at you through the earth. And he is very well and clearly dead.
Hmm. Is it... Like, is the rest of the body just buried, or is it gone?
Some of it appears to be gone, yeah.
Hmm. Are there scents of anything else that have... Like, what might have killed this person?
Like, you can't really identify what would have killed him, but it smells musty, foul. You can smell some feces, obviously human waste. A lot of blood, a lot of gore, stuff like that.
So it's nothing that I would have smelled before, then? Whatever killed it?
You in particular? No.
Okay. I would call in and tell the caravan that there's a corpse out here killed by something, not sure what.
Alright, keep your eyes open. Stay safe up there. Henry, you managed to find an overturned little wagon caravan.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a little bit of blood that you see over there, but there's no bodies whatsoever. By the way, Ratters and Knight, you also see this.
Okay. He looks around and tries to see if there is anywhere where it would be difficult to snipe him, where he might get reasonable amount of cover.
Yeah, like you can easily use the caravan itself as cover,
Okay. He'll do that, and if it's allowed, he'd like to see if he can see any drag marks.
You don't see any drag marks, but you do see a lot of upturned earth.
Upturned earth.
Like you know how if you're gonna dig somewhere, and then
Mm-hmm.
you put all the dirt back, but it's still easy to tell that something was there. It's kind of like that.
Oh, he'll. Okay. He looks to the others and goes, "The earth here was disturbed. Don't know if this is a mine or something. I personally would stay well clear of it."
Everyone kind of nods, and they kind of the whole caravan kind of shifts its trajectory to kind of go around it.
He will be moving with the caravan, but keeping an eye on that patch of dirt.
Keep an eye on that patch of dirt. Henry, you feel a small rumble below your feet, and then it stops, and all is quiet.
Guys, he says with a worried tone. Do you know if there are mole people?
Mole rats? Is that what you're talking about?
I felt a rumbling underfoot, and it stopped again, but I don't trust it.
Does Spotter hear anything? Because hearing's got penetrates concealment, so the ground shouldn't get in the way.
Oh, there is definitely something moving under there, although it seems to be going away from you guys.
Hmm. So, just because she senses something, she will call in and say, "There's something moving underground. It seems to be moving away," and I'd say what direction it's moving in as well.
Somewhere east.
All right.
It's a reverse flying saucer. A ground digging saucer.
How far away from us and how far underground is it?
It's getting further away. I'd say maybe 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards as a couple seconds go by. Moving
Okay.
fast.
Good to know.
Well, anyways.
Alright, so you all proceed onward. There don't appear to be any more real mishaps toward Jacobstown. As you continue onward, though, you do see that the weather is getting a bit colder.
Is there a freezer up here? A big one?
We're getting to the mountains, Ratters. It's cold there.
Who's making it cold? It's a mystery. Maybe
Knight
it's
just goes back to focusing on scouting ahead.
You scout ahead and you can see a very large, kind of fortified gate, and it says, "Welcome to Jacobstown." And it's open. You see, you see a super mutant walking around out front.
Oh, look over there. It's Ranger Knight. Ranger Knight.
I'll walk up to the super mutant.
You walk
Just
up
kind of into his general direction. Not approaching him, just like personally, just getting in his field of view, waiting for him to make the first move.
Yeah, he acknowledges you, and he says, Oh, hello there. Welcome to Jacobstown. Ah, and he notices that you are indeed
Okay.
a super mutant. He said, "You are certainly welcome here, friend."
Yeah, that's fine. I'm only going to be a few days. Got a delivery from the Crimson Caravan.
Ah, yes, I was wondering if they would show up. By the way, my name is Marcus. Pleasure to meet you. Just tell the caravan that they can go set up on the eastern side. No one should bother you when you come in.
Pleasure to meet you, Marcus. Night.
Night. Pleasure to meet you. And as the caravan kind of comes walking up, a couple people are obviously startled, but most people are.
They came to a town of super mutants and
Yeah.
they're startled that there's super mutants.
I mean, let's face it. Even though everyone said, "Hey, there's super mutants here," there are still some people who are kind of like, but a majority of the people are still okay with it.
Set up on the eastern side of town. No one will bother you.
They do as instructed. And you kind of go into Jacobstown. For those of you who know what it looks like, it's Jacobstown. There's Nightkin and a few other super mutants walking around here or there.
It's a ski resort with a spiky log wall around it.
Mm-hmm. So you see that over to the right there's this big field of Brahmin and bighorn sheep.
Mr. Rogan will be having a good look at them and making mental notes, comparing them to the wild longhorns that he knew from before the war.
Indeed. And I'm about to completely blow out my vocal cords. All right. So Henry,
You
as
don't
you're
have to
looking,
do the voice. If
I'm
you don't
going
want.
to. I gotta try at least. So Henry, as you're looking at the
Hmm.
bighorn sheep, you hear a voice come from behind you. Oh, hi, dearie.
Looks around.
You look behind you and you can see a fairly large nightkin, wearing a straw hat, sunglasses, and wearing kind of like these almost like gardener kind of clothes, with a rather large-looking blade, you guess.
Mm-hmm. How high would I have to roll for my guy to figure out that he's dealing with a female, or at least I think it's a female?
I mean, you're not
She's
very.
wearing a dress.
I mean, she is wearing a dress and um
Okay, good. That'll work. Ah, good day, miss. How can I help you? He
oh
looks
well.
slightly confused because he hasn't seen, out of character, he hasn't seen this variety of super mutant yet.
Oh, come on now, dearie. You recognize your mommy, Lily. Come over here and give your mommy a hug.
Let me guess. The super mutant is so strong that my guy has no luck but being mildly crushed with love.
I mean, yeah. Well, you've actually got Indomitable, so it wouldn't hurt you anyway. But
Okay.
she does do that. She does wrap you in a bear hug, and you're like,
He just very awkwardly goes, okay, miss, where have we last met?
oh, isn't that just silly? You can drop the act now. It's your mommy, Lily. Remember, you took me to the supermarket the other month.
I assumed that a month ago he was still blissfully cryogenically frozen,
Yes, that's correct.
right?
Yes.
I'm terribly sorry, miss. I think you have got me confused with somebody else. I've only recently awoken from cryosleep.
Oh, it's okay, dearie. You can just keep doing your little make-believe pretend. Mommy Lily needs to wash the sheep here. Would you like some ice cream?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, go on ask the doctor inside that Lily told you you could have some of her ice cream in the fridge.
Oh, that's. Thank you. Thank you. And and he just goes to the doctor, ever so confused.
Of course, dearie. So yeah, you go to there does appear to be a laboratory inside the main lodge, and even though everyone's kind of looking at you, you just say you're with the caravan company, and the guy who looks like the doctor just points on over to the fridge, kind of odd, with this really odd look on his face, and you go over, and yeah, sure
Ah,
enough, there's ice
uh,
cream in the fridge.
he will take a bit and go. Excuse me, Doc. Is this a common occurrence?
Excuse me?
This Miss Lily. Uh, I, I think she thinks I'm somebody else. He whispers.
Ah, Lily, yes. Lily is a unique case. She is currently suffering from some minor uh, mental instabilities, so to speak.
Ah, so what do you say? Play along? Not? I don't want to upset her. She looks rather tough.
Well, I mean, at the moment, I would say the best thing to do is just kind of participate, as
Ah, okay, okay. Uh, thank you. And he goes out again to the caravan and licks the ice cream and has got this smile that everyone at a mile can see is just put on, and that inside he's just like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna approach Marcus and so um first time at Jacobstown. What are the rules?
well, rules are pretty much as follows. And he starts listing off the main rules that he does. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but basically he says, don't stare at the Nightkin. They don't like that. And respect others as you would normally. Don't try not to stare. Some of the people take that personally. Don't steal. Don't kill. He basically just goes through all the things. Basic. Don't do this, Dick. Kind of.
Don't be an
Rule.
asshole.
Yeah, rule list.
And don't stare at the Nightkin.
Yep.
Speaking of not staring at the Nightkin, well, she's not staring at the Nightkin, but more importantly, she actively seems to not be able to even perceive the Nightkin after a few accidental walking into things and being confused in what she walked into, even though they're not even cloaked. Yep. Nightkin.
After scouting around the town and remaining in stealth, Spotter, if there's no lingering threats that she spots while doing one last look around, then she'll walk into town and meet with the caravan to ask them about payment since they're at Jacobstown.
Yep. So they give you 500 caps, and
All right.
they're willing to give you 500 more if you escort them back as well, back to Vegas.
All right.
Ratters, you see this big Nightkin come on up to you with a big straw hat and a sword on its back and blue skin, and seems to be wearing a dress.
Grandma runs up and hugs.
Ah, dearie, good to see you again. How have you been?
I've been good. I grew 2 inches taller.
Oh, that's lovely, dearie. Did you stay away from all the bad men in the city?
I did.
Would you like some ice cream, dearie?
I love some ice cream.
And she literally just carries you on over to the fridge and pulls out ice cream for you. She's literally holding you like a baby this whole time as like your
Enthusiastically telling her about her
Yep.
day. How she saw 3 geckos and only shot one of them.
Well, tell me, dearie. Mommy Dearest told you to really got to be careful of those geckos. They tend to work with people you don't want them to.
That's racist, Mom. But you're right. They do hang out with bad crowds.
Now remember, what's the one rule Mommy always told you to remember in the wasteland?
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Exactly, dearie. Or
This is
maybe
the
that
first
was,
time-
or maybe it was walk soft, speak softly, carry a big stick. I can't exactly remember.
That's what President Theodore Roosevelt tells me.
That
And
he
out of
did,
character.
dearie.
Out of character, this is the first time these two have ever spoken.
You
That's
never
right.
know. Rattlers gets around.
That's right, dearie. It really is. Oh, by the way, would you like to help Grandma Dearest watch the bighorns for a while? It's getting a little bit difficult with the more that the caravan company brought in.
Okay.
Oh, that's my girl.
I'm happy to help out for a night or two. I mean, out of character, how does the ice cream taste?
I mean, it's actually there were a lot of preservatives that were saved over the war, so it's
Mhm.
just tastes like ice cream.
This is special. This is old before war ice cream. That's right.
Out of
That
character,
He's now burnt
he
this
would
shit.
even recognize the brand, probably.
Yep.
Ah, Mr. Melty's my favorite. I mean, it's the least I can do. He smiles and plays along.
Indeed. And she says, "Oh, well, ain't that nice of you?" And then she just looks on at Ratters. "See, dearie, this is why you ask for the nice people to help you out. You know." Well, never mind, dearie. I know how you feel about that stuff.
No, tell me, what is it?
She kind of carries you away from Henry a little bit, and she's like, "He looks
He
like
turns his back to them, clearly realizing that they want some privacy.
Lily's like, "He looks like a good, strapping young man."
Gosh. Blushes.
Purely out of character, I'm dying here.
How do you flirt with boys, Mom?
Well, dearie, the best thing to do is to be yourself. That's usually the best thing. No lies, no hiding.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, dearie, I packed your school lunch for tomorrow.
Thanks. Oh, did you get an apple for Miss Robertson?
Yes, I did, dearie. She was actually very nice.
Ah, thank you, Mom. You're the best.
But remember, don't eat the seeds, or there'll be a tree that grows inside you.
Not again.
Right. Remember to always throw away the core and bury it out in the dirt so a new apple tree can grow.
Yes, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
This is adorable. Somewhere another super mutant's just watching this shit go down, just like.
What? One super mutant? No, all the super mutants are watching this shit like, what the fuck?
Finally, someone is actually just that crazy. It's adorable.
I'm just hoping that in future, Ratters just never uses stealth when Henry's around because you were told not to hide.
You're right. I never will.
Alright. Well, before my voice box blows out, we're going to go ahead and just say you guys are watching the Bighorns. Does anyone have any declarations to make?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. Thou shut up.
At the point that we're in town and Spotter stopped scouting around, this is the first time she's actually shown herself since the new people joined with the caravan.
At some point after watching them Bighorns. Sister, there you are. Where you been?
Who are you? by the way, just for clarity, Spotter is very soft spoken and has like pure white hair.
Roger.
Also wears like a poorly made cloak that is made out of like a tarp, and it's camouflage.
You remember me? Oh, that's right. You were along Wallenga's sister, and you forgot that first time. Oh, we get to do this again! Yay! It's me, Rowdy, Wallenga's sister.
No.
I'm quite certain I've never met you before.
You haven't? Oh no.
Index and thumb on bridge of nose.
You see her start to like tear up. You forgot again. No. It's okay. And she grabs you in a hug. I'll get you to remember. Don't worry. And she like kisses your cheek. Like, don't worry.
She just sighs.
Out of character, are you playing Melty or Spotter?
Spotter.
Ah, different character. Okay,
Yep.
I'm also aware of this, yes.
good, good.
I would like to also state to our viewers as a PSA, mental illness is a very real thing. Never should be laughed at. ...
That's okay. I'm dumb in real life, so I can do this.
However, these are fictional characters, so please
Indeed.
keep in mind
Fictional
that
characters.
yeah.
All likenesses or references to real life people are purely coincidental.
Except President Theodore Roosevelt. That's switchy.
Indeed. He was actually a Deathclaw. Okay. All right. So without further ado, you guys kind of do the business in Jacobstown, and you're watching. And the next day, you're all out doing your business. And Spotter, you feel that rumbling under your feet again. And you can hear things under the ground.
Multiple things this time?
Yeah.
Are they coming this way?
Yep.
Do I still have that radio from the caravan?
Uh-huh.
I will call in and tell them that there are things coming from underground.
So everyone hears this and immediately is like, what? Everyone starts taking up positions, kind of scrambling, getting off the ground. Henry, you can feel vibrations under your feet. Ranger and Ratter, you can also both feel vibrations start to come up under your feet.
Guys, I'm feeling the rumbling again, but stronger this time.
I got a rumbly in my tumbly.
What am I supposed to do?
Spotter will see if she can find. Spotter will take the nearest route to the top of a building.
Follow Spotter, since she seems to know what she's doing.
I'm gonna tell Marcus something's incoming.
Jumps on the back of the president.
Minigun ready.
Yep, so you jump on, you get the minigun ready. You can hear the vibration increasing and increasing and increasing. And just a moment here.
By the way, as soon as Spotter found a good sniping position, she would hide.
Alright, yep, you hide. Ranger Knight, you see the ground in front of you burst open, and a massive worm-like creature just comes out and tries to chomp at you. What is your, parry?
Ranger,
Huh? Oh,
what's your parry?
my parry is 4.
So 14 AC.
Okay, so he definitely hits you. Roll your toughness.
Toughness.
Yep, literally just a d20 plus the number of your toughness.
And in case
Yep.
you get, okay,
Shit.
what you get?
15.
Okay, so as it comes out, it whacks you right in the head, and you're kind of unready for it. Take a bruise or take a wound.
Okay.
Yeah, just -1 toughness.
And it basically just slams into you with like the force of a truck. And even though you're a super mutant, it hits hard. In case you guys want a visual reference, these things are graboids. Go ahead and have everyone roll initiative here, since that was the only one that got a surprise round. And since I'm having a little trouble with Roll20 here, would someone calculate all the initiatives and then put them in order for me in the Discord?
Do we just want to do Theodore Roosevelt on my initiative just for simplicity?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing the same thing I was doing in Curse of Strahd, where I can't roll above a 5.
So we have a
So that's another 9 and another 19.
what? You're right. What?
9999.
Yeah, there's 9, 9, and 19.
I mean, not this whole game. The first roll I rolled in this game was a 1.
You're right, and mine was a 2. So, Jason, did you roll initiative?
No, because I'm looking for my initiative modifier. Actually, I'm looking for anything that... there we go, +8. Okay, on it. Sorry.
So we have 9, 29, 17.
I got
God,
a
it's being
16
slow.
initiative.
Jason, you just want me to roll for you?
Got it. Sorry, it was just being a slow poke, that's all. Okay, there we go. That's one. Yeah. And roll. So we get 18 in total.
All right.
I'll type this in Discord.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in. Go ahead and put it in text roleplay.
Yep. You got like a 18, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. And somewhere in that is the worm.
Well, there's several worms, and I will just have them go whenever. Okay, so one of the other worms is actually going to jump out and kind of run into Roosevelt. What's Roosevelt's parry?
His parry is 14.
Okay, he hits that. Roll toughness
All right. Oh, what's this thing's DC?
for
'Cause,
damage.
Yeah, because I have that because I spent like a
Uh,
20 rank.
Half of it would be 4.
Okay, so I just need to beat a. Yep. So does 17 beats that.
All right, yeah. So it runs into him, but doesn't seem to do much damage, and then it burrows underground.
Aggravated grunt.
Ratters, you're up.
Do I see any of them?
They're like you can hear them. They're under the ground. It's almost impossible to really see them though.
Roosevelt is going to dig at them, as he has burrow, which I think is just a move action.
All right. So you start to dig and you start to burrow, and yeah, you can see there's already some upturned earth as you're getting under there. Roll me his strength.
Okay, what's his ability?
Like athletics or whatever.
Yeah, see. Oh, good, I'm consistent. That was a 10.
You don't manage to really get at any of them, sadly. They're moving too fast.
Hmm.
You can take a shot at them through the earth if you want.
Alright,
Like-
I'll try to shoot blind into the dirt.
All right.
Wow. And guess what that modifier is? That is 13 hit?
Believe it or not, yes. It's just that under the ground they have a toughness that's stupid because your bullet has to penetrate the earth
Yeah.
and their thick skin, so their toughness
Okay.
is really good.
So DC 20.
Yeah, easily beats it. Your bullet goes boom, and it doesn't manage to get some penetration. Henry,
Yes.
your turn.
Okay. Are any of them on the surface?
No, you can see like their bodies kind of flowing. Like, have you ever seen the movie Tremors?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see them. Like, you can see the shape moving, but you can't see them directly. But you can see the upturned earth moving, and basically something's moving under there.
Lays down as he is on probably one of the roofs,
Yep.
takes aim with the shotgun, and will try to see if he can't blast one of the fuckers.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Ballistics. Okay.
You got a +5.
+5. Good. On it. Oop. Open. And rolling.
So 15 will hit. These things will roll damage against your shotgun. And you've got the sawn-off shotgun. Are you blasting both barrels, or are you going just one?
Blasting both barrels.
Okay. Hey, it actually doesn't succeed. You managed to do some wounds to it. Like since you're shooting a pretty decent, you're shooting big ass slug rounds through because you loaded it up with like freaking elephant
Yep.
shot, and
Yep.
it goes straight through the earth, and you hear a scream, "Ah!" And you can see some blood well up through the earth where you shot. However, the thing is
Out of
still moving.
character, is my guy who got first blood?
Well, the thing did hurt Knight, but it wasn't actually. It
Ah,
didn't
okay,
actually.
never mind.
It didn't draw blood with Knight. So in terms of first blood literal, yes. In terms of first blood actual meaning, no.
Ah, okay. Okay, never mind.
Alrighty here. Ranger.
Ranger.
Oh, I was muted. Okay. Is there a way to hold action to wait for one of them to come up? Or...
Yes, you can.
Yep. So I'm gonna wait for one of them to come up and then blast them with my minigun.
All right, Spotter.
Spotter will basically do the same thing, hold an action. Actually, no. Actually, instead of that, Spotter will take aim.
So you're gonna aim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That will give you a circumstance bonus of. Because it depends on what feats you took.
Well, the normal range circumstance bonus would be a +2, and then I have a scope on my sniper rifle that doubles aim bonus.
Right. Do you have improved aim? Is what I'm asking.
That's what my scope does. I don't have
okay.
improved aim, but my
Okay.
scope gives me the effects of improved aim.
Right. Okay. So plus what? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will keep that in mind, and I take it you're gonna shoot.
I can't aim and shoot in the same turn.
That's
Aim
right.
is
That's right.
standard action.
Yep, it's a circumstance bonus. That's right. Okay, so that's your turn. Back to the worms. One worm will immediately come out.
And I blast him.
All right. Roll to
So
hit.
anyways, I stopped blasting.
Ah, so you pull a Danny DeVito. Well done.
What'd you get?
16,
16,
What's the DC I gotta beat?
22.
22.
He rolled a nat 20.
Eat a dick.
So you come up and you just start shooting the crap out of this thing, and it sees you, and these folds of skin on its back, it turns its back in midair as it's jumping out of the ground, and they fold out almost like carapace armor, and your bullets go ting ting ting.
What the hell? These things have armor.
All right, so another one will come out. Because that one had to do it did that, so and it got shot. That'll throw it off. So it'll still try and attack Ratters. That's gonna hit you. Believe me, it will. Roll me your toughness, Ratters.
Oh no. My one weakness.
This will be against
Actual
the,
fucking
this
toughness.
will be against the DC 20.
Wow, I actually beat this somehow.
Okay, so
Nice.
roll me an acrobatics or athletics to stay on Theodore as you get hit.
Wait, is it like biting me?
It's actually ramming its massive fucking 2-ton body into you.
Oh. Because I was gonna ask if I could slide into its guts.
Slide into its DMs.
Slide into its DMs.
No,
okay.
he's ramming you. So
Yeah. Okay.
roll me an
Fine, fine.
athletics or acrobatics to stay on Theodore or fall off.
Let's see.
Sliding
roll-
into your DMs.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna roll basic agility then. I think. Right? Yeah. Fun fact, Ratters. Yeah, it was a 10. She got knocked off.
Okay, you are knocked off, Theodore, and you are prone. But you didn't take any damage. A third one will try and attack Ranger Knight.
Wait, what does favorite environment give me? Fuck. I gotta. look
And
this up.
Ranger Knight, he misses you with a very pathetic roll. As you see another one come jumping out, you're like, whoa! And you get out of the way. Alright, Ratters, you're up.
All
You're
right.
you're on the ground.
I roll over and I take a pot shot.
Roll to hit. What'd you get?
24. Beat a DC 20.
Okay. And this is when he's under the ground, so yeah, he beats it. I'm sorry. Once again,
Oh,
you hit home, but you're having trouble impacting the dirt and their armor.
President Theodore Roosevelt is going to hold action.
So he's gonna wait for one to come up. All right.
He has
Da-
more
da-
combat for Ratters.
Oh,
Da-da-da.
but I forgot I have favorite environment, desert.
Okay.
So it all applies to defense.
Okay. Either way, he missed you very pathetically. Henry, you need to reload.
The thing has reloading.
That I do.
Yeah, he's got a gun.
Oh.
Do I have to roll anything for that, or is that just?
No, you just got to take an action. You've got a movement, but you got to take your action to reload.
Since he's currently still on on the roof, he will use that action to reload.
All right.
Book.
You load. And Ranger, you're up.
All right. Is one of them out of the ground still?
Nope.
Oh, well, holding an action. So I can't take aim, really, because I have no way to see them, right?
That's
Yeah.
a specific power, I believe. Now it's a specific feature, so no.
Well, I mean,
Well, you
yeah.
can take it. You can take aim just to give yourself circumstance bonus, even if you don't have improved aim. But it's
I
really
have
hard.
improved aim.
Yeah, you can do that. You can take aim, and theoretically it could hold your action until one pops up. But that would be all you could do. And if you're attacked, you're basically hit because it lowers your defense like crazy.
Okay, never mind. I'll just hold my action until one pops up.
Okay, so hold action. Spotter.
All right. When I'm aiming, I can still do a hold action attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I will do.
Okay. So you're
I'll
both
hold an action
holding
until
your
one of them
action.
pops up.
It is back to the worms. One of them will attack Knight. Go ahead and pop it.
Also, I have another.
Oh wait, hold on.
Because
Right.
President Theodore Roosevelt was waiting for this fucker to pop out.
So yeah, both of you rolled a hit. So what'd you get, Ranger?
21.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll for Mr. Roosevelt.
Yep. What?
What did he get?
Oh, I don't know what the fuck I just rolled.
Try again. Just because
What
he's
the
the
hell is
president,
that?
just because he's the president doesn't mean he gets to roll his own dice.
You
Okay.
are
What are
you?
you-
rolling?
You're putting in that little greater than 6 thing,
How?
which
Oh, there it is.
Well, less than 6.
Okay. I'm sorry. Here.
no.
What are you doing to roll?
I
Just
just
push 1d20 plus your attack modifier.
Yeah.
+6.
Are you
Slash
using your
roll.
sheet to roll?
No, it's just the thing. The advanced dice roll. Roll 1d20 +6.
Yeah.
Okay, 16.
Okay, that hits. So,
Okay.
so
Wait.
first things first. Ranger Knight. What DC?
22.
When you roll for toughness, it's just the single digits. You don't add the 10. That's only to defenses, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
What
so
are you asking me?
yeah, no, it was damn, he rolled good again. Yeah, shit. Yeah, you don't manage to hurt him. Roll. What's the DC I gotta beat for Roosevelt?
21. But also, I'm gonna, because I have fast grab, we're gonna also be rolling a strength for a grapple.
Okay.
So first is
I recently looked at fast grab. Fast grab, you don't roll again for the grapple. You use your attack roll for the grapple.
Oh. Really?
Okay.
Yep.
So he is grappled, but he rolls a nat 20 to resist your damage.
Okay, so you resisted Ranger's damage.
He also resisted Theodore's damage, but he is grappled.
No. Yep.
No,
okay.
he's yeah, because you hit him. He's grappled, but there was no damage. So both
Okay.
Theodore and Ranger attacked him and did no damage because he surprisingly rolled really well. So that was the first one. Another one is going to come out and try and attack Ranger. He hits. Roll me toughness, Ranger.
20.
Yep, no damage. Again, another one slams into you, and these things are like the size of small trucks, and you're just like, eh. Let's see. What's the third one gonna do? Third one's
It's
gonna
my
try and
saving
attack.
throws.
Third one's gonna try and attack Ranger, cause why not? And he rolls a fucking 3. So no.
Somebody
roll
throw a
me.
radioactive barrel at me. I'll be immortal.
Yeah. So this thing just curves at you, and then it realizes that it's jumped at you too high, and it just goes soaring over you.
I mean,
Radders.
I just realized I had the prepared action from last turn and I didn't use it.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did
well.
have an aim action.
Do you want to go ahead and shoot the one that's getting grappled right now, since it would be an easy shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me your attack.
And that is. I'm just gonna put the aim bonus in the attack roll.
Mhm.
So. I'm gonna actually use my hero point to reroll that.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, because it's a hero point, that's a 19.
What is
that-
the name of the monster?
It's a graboid.
Because
Thank
anything
you.
less than a 10 gets added 10 to it, so it's a
Yeah,
19,
so
not a 9.
you do hit. Roll me. What's the damage I got to beat? What's the DC?
It's damage 5, so DC 20. But the real question is, when you roll a 9 with a hero point, does it count as having rolled a 19, or does it count as a 9 with a plus 10?
Hero points cannot give you crits, so it just counts as a 10 plus. It just counts as the bonus. It doesn't count as if
Okay.
you were actually rolling the 19.
Okay.
So wow, he actually rolled like shit. He rolled a 3. So actually, you beat him by 4 degrees. That kills it.
Nice.
So you managed to pop it right in the back of the head where there's not much armor, the one that's getting gripped by Roosevelt right now, and it just goes, and you see its brain just splatter all over the place, and it kind of goes limp in Theodore's arms.
Also, with regards to my my stealth, both of my guns are silenced, so it's a DC 20 perception check to notice when I fired.
Well, that one rolled a 3 to perceive you, and that one rolled a 1 to perceive you, so no. Alright, so the worms are done, so it's back to Radders.
Riders is getting up and readying her buck knife for something to, and yeah, she's just kind of getting ready. Just kinda
Holding
looking
action?
around. Yep, holding action. Roosevelt's dropping the thing since it stopped squirming.
Yep, so it'll drop the corpse of it. Henry, you are reloaded and ready to go. Now what do you do?
Okay. Pointing
Yes.
at the nearest target.
Just giving you guys a heads up for the combat. The one that you hurt, Henry, the one that
Yep.
Roosevelt grabbed was already hurt, and then when Spotter shot it, that killed it. So now there are still 2 left, but they are at full health.
Understood. They're land sharking it, I take it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, if it worked the first time, why reinvent the wheel? Takes aim at one of the graboids and shoots.
Roll to hit.
That's the one with +5, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
Ah, what a shame. A 4 and a 5, only a 9.
Okay, so that will miss, unfortunately. You shoot, and one of them's just going a little too fast. You don't quite line up the shot, and you just hit
Yeah.
dirt. And I assume you fired both barrels again?
Yes.
All right. So those 2 shots are gone. Who comes after Henry? Ranger.
Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing, but is it possible to also, like, I'm gonna move away from the group. I'm gonna try to draw them to me by, like, stomping extra hard on the ground.
Okay, roll me a deception with a +10 circumstance bonus, because these things are very sensitive to sound.
17.
That'll work. They start to draw towards you.
Alright,
No,
well,
wait,
hold
where'd you
my,
get that? You have to reroll for a 17.
No, it's a plus 10.
It's a circumstance
Circumstance bonus.
bonus.
Yeah, I
Getting a
just rolled the
circumstance
deception check and then added 10 to what popped up
Oh,
on the
okay.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because these things are very attracted to sound.
I did the math in my head, not on the screen.
Yeah, actually, they're going to be a little distorted because Jason fired a couple shots into the ground, and that caused a bit of disturbance in there. So they're a little bit distorted. Spotter.
I'm going to take aim again.
Take the aim action. All right, back up to the 2 worms. They're coming for you, Knight. That's
That
gonna hit.
minigun's whirring.
That's gonna hit you.
Want to roll my toughness?
Yep. What'd you get?
21.
You're fine. Rolling for this one. That is still gonna hit you, barely.
18.
Okay. Actually, I think.
And then I'm
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
with
fuck,
my
yeah.
minigun.
Yeah, fuck. They just keep running into you, and you're not taking any damage.
I'm a Mack truck. Alright, well, I'm gonna fire off my minigun at the first one that tried to hit me.
Okay, go ahead. What'd you get?
24.
That hits. What do I gotta
DC's
beat?
22.
Yep.
Oh, also, my AC is 16 now, not 14.
Right.
Because of the favorite
yeah.
environment.
You actually managed to hurt this one pretty good. That's
It's 7 power.
yeah,
for my
that's
minigun.
believe it or not, that's 2 wounds. Way to go. You do some flesh damage to it. You start boom, 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 boom. Your bullets go through it. And it just like blood splatters everywhere, and it goes back into the ground and does a screech.
You only ever lose 1 toughness at a time.
I know. I'm just saying what level it is. It's down to level 3, so it's dazed, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a good shot. That was your reaction. So the worms attacked you. So now it's to Ratters.
Well, they just kind of ignored me, and I'm gonna stop my like, hey, get over here. And I'm just gonna kind of goad them into trying to bite at me with my buck
So
knife. I've got
same thing, deception with +10 circumstance, since you're making a noise.
Yep. So 24.
Yep. So now they're no longer focused on Knight. They are now focused on you.
And Rosewood's gonna hold his action as well.
Okay,
The
Rosewood will hold his
run up
action.
and grapple one whenever it jumps up.
All right, Henry, you got to reload.
Yep.
Alright.
Boom, boom.
All right, you got your gun ready. Mr. Knight.
Is there still one above ground?
Nope.
Oh, same thing.
All right.
Waiting on it to come back up.
Spotty.
I will hold action for when one pops up.
All right.
Shoot it.
Back up to the top with the Worm Boys. They both pop out, and Ranger, Spotty, and Theodore all take their held actions.
Alright.
14 to hit.
Did one of those were one of those two injured at all?
No, Jason had injured the one, and then Theodore killed it. So these two were at full, but then there was one that just got injured by Ranger. So yeah, there's one that's injured.
Okay, I'd probably shoot at the uninjured one then.
The uninjured one, okay. So first things first, I'll do Spotter since you're shooting the uninjured one. Spotter, what did you get to hit?
Alright, let me roll. 21 to hit.
Okay. So okay, you do some damage to that one. Good shot.
That was a 25 to grapple.
Okay, which one are you grappling? The injured one or the one that Spotty just shot?
One fight shot.
Okay. So you grapple it. What do I got to roll for damage here?
There's no damage. It's
Okay,
I
just
grapple.
grappled. Okay, just grappled.
Yeah.
All right. So that one's grappled. Spotty shot it. Mr. Knight. What am I beating for your thing here? 20?
22? Or what do you... What thing?
Toughness. The
Oh yeah, 22.
this thing did very bad. You kill it, Mr. Knight.
Kapow!
Just chop it to shreds with the minigun. So there is one left, and it's being grappled by Theodore. Back up to the top with Ratters.
Runs up and starts stabbing it, while Roosevelt also, slashes at it with his claw.
Roll me an attack.
So first Ratters. That's a 13 to hit.
I'm sorry, that's just going to miss even when it's grappled.
Actually, what is grapple rule? Oh.
Yeah, even with grapple, that is just going to miss. I'm
No,
sorry.
up that.
Okay,
That's a 16.
that hits.
Be a DC 20.
Like a boss.
All right, and then Roosevelt. Oh yeah, it's
Jeez.
six. $23 to hit. Beat a DC 21.
That hits. Yeah, he beats it like a boss. Wow, he's rolling really good on these things. All right, Henry.
Yep. So, did the graboid manage to wriggle out of the grip
No,
of the death claw?
the graboid's still stuck in the grip. He just hasn't taken much damage since he got shot, so he's hurt though.
Okay. Have I got enough? Have I got enough actions that I could jump down and just stuff the shotgun into that disgusting thing's body and blast it?
Going for a point blank shot. Yeah, you've got enough movement. You've actually got some. You're pretty fast. You're faster than a normal human. Yeah, you can easily get down there and do that.
Good. Does that. Opening dice roller. And we have
This will-
15 plus 5 is a 20.
Right, and this will also give you a +2 circumstance bonus, so that's 21. That easily hits. It's grappled. This will also be a plus to damage. So I know what the damage of that gun is. So
Mm-hmm.
he'll roll. And even with a decent roll, that's not enough. You manage to bring down his box to kill. So you just run up. You just run up and you put both barrels in, and you've got Dragonfire explosive loaded in these things. So it just shoots out because you've got like it's basically almost a 50 caliber shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
You shoot and the entire guts of this thing just rupture. It covers you, Ratters, and Theodore just in guts, blood, feces, just everything. It explodes into a massive heap of, well, just ugh.
One thing I would like Henry to do, as it's clearly dead, he just throws his fists up in the air and calls out a U.S. Marine, sort of like congratulatory war cry,
Mm-hmm.
Hoorah!
Sorry, not Marines, just normal soldier. Yeah.
And Roosevelt eats it. Unperturbed by
Win-win.
the ichor. Yep, everyone wins.
Damn, people, you have to tell me that there are graboids around.
This seems to be a relatively new threat. Ranger Knight's just walking over. He's inspecting the one that's by him.
Yeah, says the gore-covered guy.
Yeah, for those of you who have seen blood on sand, it eventually starts to turn black, except these things have an orange interior. So it looks like someone took a squash and just like decided to have fun on the sand floor. But there appear to be no more graboids coming after you.
Right. Where are the showers?
One of the people eventually gets out, and since the chaos has subsued, one of the super mutants just points over to a corner, running water over there, and they're just all staring at this mess you guys have made.
I'm gonna
Thank
use my
you,
strength to
my
pull
good
this.
sir. And he goes to clean himself off.
I'm gonna use my strength to pull this thing all the way out of the ground.
You do so. Roll me a strength check or athletics.
Oh, well, shit. Let me roll athletics instead. 25 athletics.
All right, easily. You're easily able to pull it up with your strength. It's a pretty good size. It's about the size of a standard, Ford truck.
Hmm. I'm just gonna take note of like its anatomy and how it works.
You actually realize something. Do you remember back when you were searching through the laboratory and Zool and Nikolai and all them found those notes on some of that FEV research?
Does this look like something from out of those notes?
Well, when you start to look at the anatomy, you remember that the notes said that they were doing FEV tests on earthworms. Guess what this thing actually kind of looks like?
Uh,
Looks kind of like an earthworm.
God damn it. As if the Mojave didn't have enough problems.
Indeed.
Who says that?
No, that's just me.
Oh.
It's like, who said that? There's no one there. Like,
Sorry,
indeed,
I should have
it's
shouted, "Who are?" There we go.
Ooh-ah.
Hoo-ah. Who are you? Is it just me, the shadow? Oh, okay. Wait a minute, guys, the shadow's talking. All right.
Ah, yes. Nothing like some non-heated flowing water. Ah, takes him back to army days.
It
I'm
is.
gonna
It
go
is.
check on Crimson Caravan folks. See if they're okay.
It doesn't appear anyone's been hurt. It seems that since you guys were making the most noise, um, they were attracted to you, and they seem to kind of leave everyone else alone.
Gotcha.
You can see that these things have no eyes. Obviously, they're basically earthworms. So.
Have they got pincers, mandibles, or anything solid
I'll post.
like that?
I will post a picture in general chat.
Ah. I was just curious if there was anything that could be chopped off and used as a pendant.
Here's a picture, basically, in general, of what they look like.
You know, I'm surprised I didn't realize you were talking about tremors when you mentioned earthworms before.
I'm-
Graboids.
Graboids.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah. That's what they were called in Tremors, graboids.
Yep.
Yep. Literally, we just wrong rumpus roomed those fuckers.
Yep.
Come on.
All right. So before we end the session, you guys kind of wrap things up. Dr. Isaac. Doctor. Creed.
Up.
Yep.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
What's up?
One last thing before we start wrapping things up here. Your Pip-Boy beeps wherever you are. And it says, experiment for ceased function.
I'll take no on that.
All right.
Someone's
Any last minute declarations anyone wants to do before we wrap it up?
Sitting in this pile of ichor, looking around, probably eating some ice cream. Anything come to me?
Yeah, you see a bunch of men in lab coats doing an experiment on something that looks kind of weird. Uh, you see yourself standing out in the desert, and you see a bunch of these things attacking you. And then you see a giant mole rat start attacking them.
Shrugs.
Now, most important question: does she see Isaac?
You do see Isaac, Ratters.
Oh no!
He's kind of just standing there, but he's not doing much. He's mostly just watching the carnage, and he's taking notes.
Huh. Weird lab coat man. Goes back to thinking of, that's not the channel I left this on. Wait a minute, that's not the show I was watching, she exclaims loudly. Goes back to thinking about the whatever gif she imagined in her head.
Indeed. So, with that, we will go ahead and bring...
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Henry. Go ahead, Henry.
Damn it.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Henry.
Yeah, my guy will ask one of the super mutants if they could be so kind and rip out one of the lower and smaller mandibles.
Knight will rip off the lower mandible for him.
Thank you very much, and he'll put that in his backpack for work on later. That's all.
All right. And with that, if no one has any more declarations, that will end the session of Fallout Blood and Sand, New Vegas. What mysteries will the group run into next time? We'll find out.